Welcome to Lions Den with Scotty and the Dogg. And everyone knows I'm the doggy.
And I'm Scotty.
And we're here to talk Little Lions.
Little Lions football.
But first,
let's talk about Average Joe's.
Ooh, I like Average Joe's.
1286 Lowe's on, your spot for $4 beers, chicken wings, Sundays and Thursdays. Easy to remember. What are your
£2 for one, right?
£2 for one. What are your main football days? Or Sundays and Thursdays. So go down there, get yourself some delicious wings, some nice cold beers, have a good time, sit down, watch a shit ton of football.
Speaking of beers.
You have one, I have one.
It's time to crack one.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Cheers. Oh, it's so good once it hits my lips.
I do have a new koozie that I wanted to bring as well.
Oh, new koozie. Little gift here.
My son got for me. And he said it was perfect because he's heard me mutter this multiple times on Sundays.
Fucking Lions.
Fucking Lions.
But you should be doing that after a win. So we're going to go into a little post game of what we think about Sunday's game, because honestly, the dog doesn't remember the post game show much. So that we were celebrations many times over in that stadium, and I don't even remember the post game show. So let's talk about the post game show now.
Post game was fabulous, by the way. Really well received from what I've heard.
I heard that. I got a lot of comments on our post game show. I don't remember them, but hey, it was. I had a good time. Celebration time. Lions go 1-1.
Yeah.
Three sacks from my boy Hutch.
We had people from London commenting on the show, which was great.
I like it. London, England?
London, Ontario. Shout out to Rick Crosley.
Nice.
Yes.
Shout out to Rick Crosley. So give me some thoughts on that game.
So my first initial thoughts on that were job well done for a game you should have won. And won it, but I was listening to some things this week, and one thing that kind of struck me that I heard a bunch of times was it's the NFL. Every team is good, and at some point you're going to get punched back. Lions took a big lead. Commanders punched back.
Yeah.
But the Lions answered and scored when they needed to, and Jared Goff had a hell of a fourth quarter to end that game. What did you think?
There's one guy I really think that deserves a lot of credit here, and it is the offense quarterback, Ben Johnson. I think some of his play calls have been fantastic. They're running the ball really well. The Saint Brown, Marie Saint Brown.
Sun God.
The Sun God. The end around there that went for 50-something yards was a great play. They set it up perfectly. And two guys, and Hank Fraley, our O-line coach, to take guys in, skipper, get in there, and backups. You're down to your third string, and guys like that, backup center, and they're still smashing the ball, running the balls, 7.4 yards a clip. So hats off to the coaching there. I thought Dan Campbell did a good job coaching. I thought the defense came up with some big plays, big safety at the beginning. Chuck Harris came around. Hutch, what can you say? 3 sacks. You know what? Shut up a lot of people that criticized this first game, especially people from 97-1. But we'll get in there. I don't want to get down that rabbit hole again. But my thoughts are good. Even special teams. Yeah. Mr. Raymond came down running the ball. Jake Fox had great punts, great coverage.
Jack Fox.
Who's Jake Fox?
Defenseman, isn't he? Wrong show.
That's not Jake. He's not a defenseman.
Isn't there a Jake Fox?
Adam Fox.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking of.
So anyways, Foxy the punter, we'll just call him Foxy from now on. Did a great job. I'm happy all the way around. I think they're the better team.
Do you think that's a game they lose last year?
No.
You don't think so? Even with the way that
I think
Washington came back?
I think there's progression. I think their defense can get pressure now with Harris, and they got a push up front. I think their linebackers are better with Rico. I think their defense it's not great.
No.
But their offense is going to be a top 10 offense in the league. They're going to put up a lot of points. So I like they didn't go into shell. That's why Ben Johnson's my number one star. Sometimes you get up a lot and the other team creeps back with a 7, then you get scared. It's a run, run, and third down pass. He says, nope, we're going to be aggressive here, through the ball, end around, get the ball in your best players. I love the coaching there. I think it was a well-coached game, and I'm looking forward. I was happy with him.
That's why I brought up Goff, because I know they had a couple 3-and-outs there in the third quarter, and things started to look a little bleak again. Jared Goff in the fourth quarter, 4 for 4, 70 yards, and a touchdown. And money time, Jared Goff did what he needed to do.
He did.
I do have a question for you, though. It's a viewer question. Wow. One of our loyal viewers, Jeff Sanford, sent a question in. And
you forget it.
No, I don't. And they talk in the NFL a lot about comps, like this guy compared to that guy. His question was, who's your Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god? Who's your comp?
Ooh.
And I have an answer. I'm curious what you say.
He reminds me of a Hines Ward type guy. Probably a guy that's Antonio Brown to a point. Guys that weren't heavily. Remember, he's a 4th round pick.
Right.
And he remembers everyone picked ahead of him, especially the guy. I guess he was chirping the guy in Washington.
Right, yeah.
He got on the field for one play, and he says, yep, they picked him before me. So I think Hines Ward, I think he's a really tough receiver. Hines Ward, I'd go. Who do you got?
Okay, I went with Steve Smith.
Oh, hey.
Steve Smith.
Another guy.
I think stature-wise,
wasn't drafted.
Yeah.
Like just a battler, a fighter.
Right.
Great. Yeah, sure. I love it.
Yeah, I think I thought about Antonio Brown too. I don't know if he's as fast as Antonio Brown, but has a knack for getting open like Antonio Brown does, right?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was a really good question that I got asked, and I thought that was.
Any props out there? You compare St. Brown to anyone? Just add a comment there.
Yeah.
Tell me what you guys think out there. But you know what? He is a game breaker, one of the best receivers in the NFL. And it's nice to have that. And we got a little guy, not a little guy, a big guy who's will be back soon, who's faster than Tyreek. So when Jameson Williams come back, this offense is going to have a whole nother dimension because DJ Shark's been okay. They've been okay. Jameson Williams is a game breaker. Safety's going to have to roll deep. It's a Tyreek Hill effect. You see it in Miami with noodle arm Tua. It just opens things up. So
I heard this week they were talking about the pass that St. Brown caught, and I think it was the second quarter when he was coming across, got caught. JMO does not get caught. The end around, St. Brown, not the fastest guy. No, does not get caught, right, on those plays. So I think that's a guy to take the top off the defense. They haven't had that in a long time. You add that to this offense, it's already where they're at already.
It changes the game, man. The safeties have to be back. They have to cover. I liked how they used 3 running backs. Reynolds got some time, and Williams and Swift, they're being careful on his ankle. So, as a whole game, I'm giving that game an A. There's nothing I really question about decisions. I was very happy, and the crowd was rocking, man. The crowd was rocking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that crowd, when they get up and that defense is on the field and the defense is even playing half decent, that crowd gets so loud in there.
I know at one point we were debating there when it went for 4th down in our end zone, and they didn't get it, and then we got the safety back, and then they had the punt and nice return, and then we scored a touchdown. So we ended up with 9 points actually in front instead of 7.
How important was that 2 points?
I can't look at my producer said I can't look at him. So very important from the ghosts are talking
from the phantom
voice. No, don't look over here. Yes,
I don't know for sure, but I think we talked about this in the post game.
Oh, hey.
And I told you, I gave you credit because I said I was yelling at you, take the points, and you said no, go for it, and it worked. You know what? Absolutely worked out, right?
That's why I'm a genius.
Yeah, well,
we'll get another reason why I'm a genius when we get to our picks.
Oh, here we go.
So, and then more recap. I felt good. 101 Lions got to be happy out here. We want to announce our winner.
Who's our winner this week?
Winner this week of the $25 gift card to Average Joe's is this handsome gentleman, Jonathan Holmes.
Wow, he's got a lot of hair there. He
That's
doesn't have now. But
congratulations, Jonathan. You got a $25 gift card to Average Joe's in the heart of Riverside, and have some wings and beers on the Scotty and the Dogg.
I'm going to guess he's not going to be spending any of that on food, but that's his choice, right?
Yes, that's his choice. That gift card's good for anything at Average Joe's. But congratulations, Jonathan.
Way to go, Holmesy.
Again, if you'd like to try to win a gift card, just comment and share and like on our show, and you'll go on a draw and see if you can win something.
And as usual, thank you to everybody that has followed and liked. We've got a lot of views and a lot of comments.
Crazy, lots of comments, lots of views.
I know we both like going on the page after we posted the shows, like going out as well. But answering the questions that are being asked. The feedback, good or bad, is always welcome, right?
Yeah.
So we both like that part of it.
And, guys, we're on a show, you get to talk Lions, you get some fantasy, and when we get into the bets, you get to win some money too because you listen to the Dog. So now we're going to get in our fantasy sit and starts or starts and sits.
It's normally starts and sits,
okay.
Whatever you want.
I like starts and
sits.
3 startums. You got the startums this week.
I got the startums this week. Okay. My first stardom, Jalen Hurts, has made me a believer. Anybody that watched Monday night, this guy, when he first came into the league, would run around and you would wait for him to make mistakes. And man, did he play well against Minnesota. So that's 2 games in a row now that he's played really, really well.
And he gets running yards.
The running yards is
running
big, right?
bonus. He could rush a touchdown in. That's huge.
Yeah. So if you're looking at FanDuel point scoring system. He's your third ranked quarterback already.
That's awesome.
Really, really good, right? Going against a Washington team this week that has the 22nd ranked defense.
Yes.
We saw what Goff was able to do in
Yep.
that offense. I don't see any reason why Hurts can't do that. I think he's going to have a big day both running the ball and throwing the ball.
And he has weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. Philly's offense right now is just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
So
humming.
yeah, humming along. And like I said, this guy's made me a believer. I didn't think he'd be anywhere near.
Dream Weaver.
Yeah,
A
Jeff.
believer.
Oh,
The Monkeys. I'm a believer. Okay, next
got a
one.
lot of songs in there.
I do.
My second stardom this week is Leonard Fournette.
He's been a bag of shit. So
Been a
far.
bag of shit, yes. And he even goes, I give him credit, goes on Twitter and apologizes to his fantasy
like that.
owners.
I like that.
Which I love, because most players tell their fantasy owners to go to hell, right?
Yeah.
This guy's great, responds to people, says, hey, I'm sorry.
You know who has to go on Twitter and apologize?
Who's
Tom
that?
Brady. To Janelle.
Well, he's looking like he's dying. From what I saw on Sunday, his press conference looked like he
Yeah.
weighs about 120 pounds.
Well, when you're not getting that
Yeah.
supermodel punane, that happens.
I'm sure he's going to find it somewhere else, but I
Yeah,
I think he's going to be all right. But
Yeah.
for right now, he's not doing great.
So he's not living in a van down by
No,
the river?
I think he's doing okay.
Nope, he's not. Not in a van down by the river.
If he is living by a van, it's a luxury
Yeah,
van.
it
How's
is,
that? Anyway, so Leonard Fournette, in 2 games this year, he's already got 45 carries. So they are feeding him the ball. Mike Evans, if you saw the game on
Mike Evans,
whatever day that was last week against, we were
What's
at
his
the
favorite
game.
restaurant?
I don't know.
Bob Evans.
Bob Evans, is it? I think he's related to Bob Evans.
Yeah.
Is he?
Cousins.
Cousins, all right. Mike Evans suspended.
Yeah.
Godwin, again, questionable, down 2 of their 2 biggest weapons. And playing a Green Bay team that does not stop the run. I think Fournette's going to get fed a lot, and I think he's going to score this week. So I think Leonard Fournette's a good start this week.
Don't you think if I'm Tampa, I'm just going to put 8 in the box and say Brady beat me with who?
That's fine. I don't think it matters. I think that Tampa's going to be bound and determined they're going to run the ball because they have not been able to throw the ball this year. And Fournette's had some decent games, just hasn't scored. I think this is the week when he scores.
I think at best I'm going 30 yards and a touchdown. If you're happy with that,
30 yards. So he's going to have 20 carries for 30 yards.
I don't think he's going to. That's my opinion, and we'll get on to what my opinion.
Your
Your opinion.
your
Is.
opinion's
I think he'll
again.
be 30 to 50 with the TD. You're happy with that to start this?
Oh, now we're at
bag of
50.
shit.
Well, there's a big difference between 30 and 50.
I disagree there. I like your next guy.
All right. Last, Christian Kirk. First place. Yep.
First place, Jags.
You got it. Jags versus the Chargers.
This is his retro uni.
Well, we haven't caught up with the recent signings, so that's okay, though.
We're back to 2021, but it's good here.
The first 2 games, Christian Kirk.
I love it.
Mr. Lawrence likes throwing to him. 14 targets already in 2 games. He's got 12 catches already for 260 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Imagine if his first name was Captain.
Do you think he would have to wear a captain's hat under his helmet if his name was
Yeah,
Captain?
it'd be Captain Kirk.
It would be Captain Kirk? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for that when he takes his helmet off next week.
I'm sure the team calls him that.
Yeah,
Probably,
for sure they
more
do.
than likely. Playing a Charger team that's obviously going to score. Arizona's, I think, going to have to play. Or sorry, Arizona. Jesus.
Oh, Christ.
Jacksonville is going to be playing
Trevor
some
Lawrence.
catch-up football, and I think they're going to have to throw the ball, and I think the beneficiary of that to a large degree is going to be Christian Kirk. I look for another big game for him. And again, Lawrence seemed to have a real comfort level with throwing the ball.
I agree with you.
now.
I think, yes.
So those are my stardoms. Those are 3 great stardoms, despite what you say.
I'd say 2 maybe. Sit 'em. Doggy knows sit 'em. Let's go here. Speaking of a guy dating supermodels, this guy's been a bag of shit since he went to Denver. He's not running the ball. This is Russell Williams. Not running the ball.
Russell Williams. Not familiar with his work. Russell Wilson, I'm familiar
Safe
with.
with Williams, Wilson, whatever this guy is. First of all, he's on the sideline being a rah-rah guy, telling his offense to help the defense. Like, what is this, high school football here? Okay, he's sucked. He's getting old. He got the big fat contracts. He's not rushing, so you're not getting no fantasy yards for him rushing. None of that. The weapons, they lost Patrick for the year. I'm not a big fan of Russell Wilson or Russell Williams. I don't even know.
I will say this. There was a big swing by the Broncos when they hired Hackett that they thought they were getting Rodgers. And
Right, and they did.
The Bambino has struck out because they are in big trouble.
Yes, and Russell Wilson, I think they got drafted and people expect of him. I don't like him at all. He probably had better weapons in Seattle with DJ Metcalf and a stronger running game. So I'm out Russell Wilson whole year. He's a bag of shit, but he's got a hot wife. Life ain't that bad. And $258 million. At least he's still married.
Can we change this segment to stardom, situm, and marital status of NFL players?
Guys, we'll go on here. We'll give like love advice and everything. We can open it up.
It's almost like we got a People magazine.
Yeah, like Drew, remember that Dr. Drew used to have a show with Adam Carell? Yeah, that would be us.
That was more STD related, I think, more than anything. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we can handle that. Who would you be, Adam Carell, or would you be Dr. Drew?
Adam Carolla is his name. Yeah, but no, sorry, I was just Adam Carolla. Dr. Drew's an idiot. Yeah, he's.
Well, so I'm the idiot.
Well, yeah, the shoe fits.
Okay, go on to my next sit. Brandon Cooks. All I gotta say, poop, out, done. Cooks is done. That's it. Move on.
Your analysis is grade A level.
No, I know my shit. I don't even have to explain it. Just trust the dog.
That's not a dig. I like your analysis.
Thank you.
It's straight and to the point.
And I know this last one hurts me. It hurts me a lot. The Hawk.
I know this hurts you. Better not let your son watch this shit.
I love the Hawk. I just don't like the drops. As much as I gave
leading the league in drops right now.
I gave Ben Johnson a lot of credit on the offense, and it's going well. But TJ Hawk runs 4-yard routes, and they're crossing routes. They're not sit routes like Witten. So either he's a decoy, being used a lot to decoy to open up St. Brown, especially because they're both slot guys, really. I don't trust Hawk. They're not throwing him the ball one-on-one in the end zone.
He certainly hasn't progressed the way they thought.
No, this is Hawks last season in Detroit, guys.
Yeah.
So you can't start a Hawk. When you drafted the Hawk, you think you're getting a top 10 tight end. Very disappointing with the drops, not getting the ball, not even getting open. I'm disappointed in him, so I sit him. I think there's better Hunter Henry guys like that. I'd start over
relationship
the Hawk.
problems.
Does a Hawk? I don't know if he should.
We should probably dig deeper.
Yeah, maybe he's going through something like Brady. Yeah, maybe he's doing something. Yeah,
possibly.
You know what?
Probably a good idea.
Get on here, Scotty and the Dog love advice. Scotty and the Dog love advice. So go on, you're the pitch guy today.
Where are we at here with pitches today? Oh, we're back to Average Joe's. Average Joe's. Look at if you're looking to go someplace and have something to eat and watch some sports and have some cold drinks, go to Average Joe's. It's as simple as that. 1268 Lozon, 1286 Lozon. Go down there, pull out your $4, pull out a $5, buy your beer, tip your bartender, tip your server, order some wings, watch some sports, and it's taken care of for you. It's done. Great food.
You know what? Very good vibe there, too. You never walk in there. You know, we all been to bars. You walk in, everyone stares at you. Doesn't feel comfortable. That place, you always feel comfortable coming in.
It does happen to you a lot.
Colleen. Yeah, it does happen to me a lot. You know, especially, I was going to say something, but no, you go in there. The waitresses are beautiful. Colleen's very nice, and people are very friendly to us. You walk in, it's just a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
You could be going there.
You're not going to have a bad meal there.
You're not going to have a bad meal. Food's great there.
All right.
So,
what are we on to? We're talking the game now?
Game time, boys.
All right, here we go.
Whoa, we're ready. First road game, my friend.
I know it. Different animal when you go on the road, after 2 straight weeks at home.
You know what? Minnesota is a place that we haven't been. We used to go to a road game every year.
Yeah.
We've been in Pittsburgh, Green Bay. We've been in Arizona. But we've never been to Minnesota. So we don't really know how the vibe is there. But
that's the Viking horn.
Thanks, Chief. I didn't think it was your mating call.
Could be.
Well, hey. Sometimes on the show, guys. Sometimes I've heard that.
You never know.
Hey. I was gonna say something, but I'll get yelled at by my wife, so I won't say it.
Okay.
So we're gonna go through the preview here. Just our thoughts. I match it up as we usually do: offense, defense versus offense, defense, and then some intangibles. So, what do you want to do first?
You want to talk? Let's talk Lions offense versus Viking defense. You want to start it off?
Well, why wouldn't we start with the best thing the Lions have is their offense? So, interesting stat that I just heard coming into the show.
Like stats.
Washington. Minnesota has the worst rushing defense in football.
I also wrote that down.
Oh, Nelly. So if you're sitting there, if we can run the ball with 3 backups, Ragnell's back, correct?
Yes.
Hopefully Jackson will be back. And
I think Jackson is going to be more game time from what we're hearing, but either way.
It's better than last week.
You got the skipper.
Got the skipper. We got Danny Skipper. That's not let's just good for Danny.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I heard that stat, I'm thinking, whoa. Last week Matt Nelson played a lot as the extra tight end. They run the ball, and it was a funny thing. The Athletic had something on. They ran the ball out of 9 different sets and different packages. Very confusing, and they had a great article about most teams will zone run, and you can adapt to that. Vic Fangio came up with a D that adapted to that. But the Lions, you know what they do? They run the ball down your throat.
Yeah.
They run the ball down your throat, and they don't care. They run the ball down your throat.
It's like an old school mentality in the new world of football. That when everything else in the offense or everything else in the NFL is offense, spread it out, speed. The Lions want to hammer you, and they are bound and determined to do it.
I'm sure I'm going to steal some of your stats here, but the Lions' first touch average for running backs is 3.4 yards downfield.
Right, before contact.
First touch.
Yeah.
So that means the Lions get a running back gets the ball. He's 3.4 yards before another guy in the other team touches him or contacts him. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's a college football stat where the holes are just blowing open. So my first thought going this, if they try to stack the box on there, that opens up guys to Goff, to play action, and that's what he does best. And we see that. I'm expecting this offense to score another 32 points, around there, 30 points. I'm expecting them. Minnesota has a couple guys you got to be careful. The next guy, Danielle Hunter. Danielle? Captain and Tennille? Oh, hey.
Another Captain Zet.
Captain and Tennille. So you go Captain Kirk and you have Captain Tennille here. So this guy's good. Good ball player.
Historically has good games against the Lions.
He does.
Yes.
Harrison Smith is questionable, which is a big thing if he's not in the lineup. But I think this is a great matchup for the Lions. Offense for this defense. I think Minnesota, Philly roll them. I think the Lions can do something like that.
I have another stat for you that goes
stats.
along with what you talk about.
Captain and Tennille?
Not Captain.
Do you know one of their songs?
Is that school year older than I am? Is that afternoon?
Love.
Is that Afternoon Delight? Is that Captain
Muskrat Love?
Muskrat
Love.
Jeez, that's the name of a song.
Muskrat Love. So anyway, go on.
The Minnesota Vikings through 2 weeks lead the NFL in number of plays on defense played in a light box. Light box meaning 6 or less guys in the box.
So that's probably why they're the worst running D.
Absolutely. So I was reading some things this week, and what Minnesota's defensive philosophy is under, I can't remember the defense coordinator's name, but learned under Fangio, is they want to put an umbrella and they want to keep everything from being deep shots.
Sure.
Meaning they're going to have 3 safeties probably back, or a nickel and 2 corners, whatever it is. Either way, it's going to be 4 down linemen and probably 2 linebackers. If they do that again,
that's what Lions play.
The Lions will hammer them.
That's what Lions
That's what the Lions play. Right. Same kind of thing, right? But so 6 guys in the box, and if you're going to do that against Detroit, they're going to line up and they're going to mash you. That's just how it's going to be. And then if you don't want to adjust, that's fine, because they're going to keep running the ball at you. And that plays right into what the Lions want to do, because obviously, like you mentioned, the offense is the strongest part of the team right now.
Yes.
The less time that defense can spend on the field, the better. Yep. So if the Vikings want to do that, I'm sure Dan Campbell will say, thank you very much, and we will just continue to run the ball at you.
I think when you have bookend tackles like the Lions have, that opens up to Trust Sewell and Decker on the edge 1-on-1, and that gives you more guys inside. Rhino can help those guards all the time. That's an underrated thing that people have talked about. Yeah. Penny Sewell's an all-pro now.
The one thing I've noticed through the first 2 weeks is, and I know they talked about this last year, is they wanted to get more athletic on the offensive line. They run a ton of traps and counters on the O-line. And the only way you can do that is if you have athletic linemen who can get out and pull.
They do trap a lot.
And they trap the shit out of teams.
That is true.
Right? They do that like crazy. So
I think this is a huge thing. I think the Lions are putting up 30 points.
Yeah.
I think our offense, Goff is in his thing. They made the offense around Goff, play action, take shots. And
I got one more number for you, one more stat for you.
Yes,
so Jared Goff, his last 8 games. The first of those 8 games was against Minnesota in the second game last year, which the Lions won. which if you think back to last year,
They should have won the first game.
They should have won the
Guy
first
hit
game.
a 55-yarder.
Yeah. It was when Goff came back from that injury after that brutal Pittsburgh game. It was 2 games later.
Yeah.
In the last 8 games, Jared Goff, completion percentage,
Should've won the Pittsburgh game, too.
66%, 16 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 104.
Is that when Campbell took over the offensive play call?
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks before that, but he didn't have Goff until that Minnesota game. So he has absolutely grown into this role. Jared Goff is never going to be an all-pro making every throw. You just need him to make the throws that are there. You know, like he missed some throws last week in the first half, but again, when we talked about earlier, money time, he made.
What do you guys think about
throws.
this? Let's ask the people out there. Again, like and comment for a chance to win a $25 gift card, or even give a comment. Do you think Goff is a quarterback long term if he has a great year this year? That's a big question. We'll get in that later in the year, but you know, for what they're trying to build, he fits their system. Run the ball, play action, take deep shots. J-Mo running wild.
If he played like he's played the first 2 games, continue that on for the rest of the year, would you have a problem keeping him and signing him to a deal?
No.
Either way.
Oh, he's signed to a deal. We don't have
No, sorry. If they sign him to an extension, because they're talking about an extension of the year.
I ain't going to an extension. I'll run him out.
Wow. Okay. So then you're talking another year. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have a problem with it because I don't think he's going to command
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. I don't think he's going to command crazy money.
Well, I ain't giving him any money.
No,
I'm giving him what he's got. He's overpaid as is, but we'll go on.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later on.
Big advantage to the Lions offense versus Minnesota's defense. I think the O-line will handle their rush. I think they could hit him in the secondary, and so big advantage for the Lions over the Minnesota's defense. Now we're going to Lions defense for Minnesota's offense.
Deep breath as always. What do you got?
What do I got?
You got Justin Jefferson?
I got, Minnesota is, on talent-wise, a top 5 to 10 offense.
Yep.
When you got probably one of the top 3 or 4 receivers in the NFL, you know, they have Irv Smith, a nice tight end. They got Adam Thielen, who hasn't really got off yet. You know, he's just waiting for a Super Bowl, but he hasn't really gone off on fantasy either. You know, and who's in the backfield? Dalvin Cook. This is not a great matchup for the Lions. I'm scary. They're a high-powered offense. My only hope I'm feeling is Okudah can somehow manage Justin Jefferson. What is this?
Is this Muskrat Love?
This is Captain Tennille. They have a better song than this. What's their most popular song?
Is it not Afternoon Delight?
No, it's not Afternoon Delight. Anybody out there know Captain Tennille's song? Please. It's one at the piano when she sits there. I remember watching it as a kid. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Anyways.
I think you're thinking of Captain Kangaroo.
No one knows the song Muskrat Love.
I've never heard this
You
song.
know it. I don't know. No one's ever heard this song. Can you find a popular song where he has a captain's hat on, he's at the piano, and she's singing? There's a more famous song than that.
We just lost any viewer.
No, I don't care.
Under the age of
Captain
30
Tennille.
with that song.
That's right. So back to the point here. The only hope I think the Lions have, and I think they're number 3 in the NFL in pressures on the quarterback.
Number one.
Oh, number one. Sorry. We need Kirk Cousins to be Kirk Cousins, which doesn't happen much at home. It usually happens on the road or on a big TV. Big game, a Monday night or a Thursday night or a Sunday night. I'm worried about this matchup. I'm worried about our secondary if Amari can't play, even though Harris played well last week.
It's trending towards him playing Warrior, so which is good. And Chris Harris actually didn't play.
No, he didn't.
Will Harris, sorry. Didn't play that bad last week. But my big question is, Aaron Glenn has blitzed like crazy the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
Does he continue that?
I think he has to.
I think he has to too.
I think Philly showed it that they have to. You blitz Cousins. The one positive I got going for the Lions is that when they played it, I think Cousins is more immobile than Wentz was.
Yes.
And they got at Wentz.
Yeah.
Hurts obviously hurt him. I'm nervous about. I'm just nervous about Dalvin Cook. I'm nervous about a big run. The Lions give up a lot of running yards, 4 or 5 yards.
Remember, Dalvin Cook didn't play in any of the games against the Lions last year, right? He was hurt. So, Dalvin Cook is a game breaker. Now, the only thing that gives the Lions...
There it is. What's the song called? Yeah, wait to the chorus. Stop. It's not me love you. Stop. Thank you, Captain and Tennille. So, anyways, where are we at here?
Another new segment we can add is obscure 70s duos.
I love the
to
70s.
show.
You know what? I added it on Sirius Radio.
Did you?
70s.
I know it's good.
It's good.
70s at 7 or 70s,
Good.
whatever the hell.
Yes, it is 70s at 7.
The hell was I talking about? Blitzing. So I would say the one thing that has happened in the first two games is, like you said, Thielen has not. Like Thielen's on the wrong side of 30. He's 32 years old now. If you can stop Justin Jefferson, I don't know what they do in the passing game other than Irv Smith.
Irv Smith got a touchdown last game.
Last game, right? And the Lions are typically vulnerable to tight ends, right? So, but if you can,
Rico,
I'm sure what they're going to do is they're going to, have Jefferson. They won't follow him around because the Lions don't do that, but they'll, have a safety over the top and try and shut him down that way, and then it'll be up to whoever to stop Thielen and Irv Smith.
I'm worried about Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Had 90 yards first game against Green Bay.
I think they're gonna. I'm nervous about the draw plays. I'm nervous about stuff like that where they use their aggressiveness against them.
Yeah,
they draw them in and rush, and Hutch and Chuck Harris comes flying through and open up the gap. So I'm nervous about this matchup. I think if we can hang in there, somehow they can hold them to 28 points, 21. The offense has to carry them again. Maybe get a turnover, maybe get a pick off Kirk Cousins. Sparty on, but I'm nervous about this matchup. So right now, Minnesota offense has a huge advantage over the Lions defense.
Got two big turnovers last week, at opportune times, right? The safety, the fumble for the safety, and then that interception that Will Harris got on the tip when Washington was in the middle of that kind of, scoring some points. So, it's not just the turnover, but it's the timeliness of it. And they got really timely turnovers last week.
Yeah.
Which helps. So, again, to your point, if you don't get takeaways, it's hard to beat a team like this.
Yeah,
right?
we're going here. Minnesota's offense is way stronger than Lions defense. But so, it's going to be both offenses are going to be high powered. And we'll get into the best later on.
I think the Lions are going to miss John Comiskey because he's been very good for them.
The commish!
Out probably.
So, who's taking his spot?
3 weeks. I honestly don't know what if that is going to be. The plan seems to be we're going to play Bugs more. We're going to play McNeil more.
Well, they move Hutch inside.
Move Hutch inside and that kind of stuff, right? But
is Kura dead?
Which one?
The one with Achilles.
He hasn't even practiced yet. So, but Julian Aquara played last week. Played okay.
Austin Bryant.
The thing that Comiskey's been doing a lot of damage on
inside.
is third down and insides because Hutch has been getting doubled a lot, and that's when Comiskey's been doing a lot of his damage and getting quarterback pressure. You've got to find somebody, and hey, to the Lions' credit, they have been banged up already. Somehow it's 2 weeks in the season. They are banged up like crazy.
They get every day at practice they get it. What are they doing?
But they've had guys an
MMA fight going on in there?
They've had guys step up both
games,
ankles? Right? So
yes, they did. Intangibles.
Yep.
What do we think? Oh, sponsor? Intangibles. Just your average Joes. Their coaching advantage or intangibles. Average Joe's is. I like it.
I think what that means is if the coaching staff continues to eat at Average Joe's, they're going to continue to win games.
Goddamn right they do.
So there's your reason to go to Average Joe's right there.
Right. And this guy is an absolute weapon.
Jake Fox or Jack Fox?
Whatever.
Michael.
Wasn't there a Fox on Party of Five? Matthew Fox, wasn't it? You coached to Matt Fox.
Yes, I did. But I don't think he was on Party of Five.
There was a Fox. Guys, can you help me out there? There was a Fox on Party of Five. He was the older brother, the guy with the beard. Scott Wolf. Wasn't there a fox and a wolf on that show?
How do you even have time to watch regular TV?
That's old. That's Party of Five. That's Nevy Campbell, Lacey Chambert. That's my prime. Saved by the Bell Saturday mornings.
Right in your wheelhouse.
90210. That's the doggy time.
Michael J. Fox, baby.
Michael J. Fox. Family ties. Get out of here. So anyways, this guy's a weapon. Unbelievable punter. The coverage, special teams is a huge advantage for the Lions, which can change a game that's going to be this tight.
Yeah, I agree. And my biggest intangible is Vikings on a short week.
Yes, I like that.
I think that's a big deal.
Monday night, what time do you think they got home?
Got home? 3 a.m. probably, I would guess.
Took Tuesday off.
Or
no, usually they come in Tuesday.
But I don't know.
This video.
Yeah,
it's
a short week. It's not in the. I don't have the stats in front of us, but my guess is the stats don't favor a team that plays Monday night having to play on Sunday, short week, health wise and game planning wise, right?
Well, I know. There's a lot of stats about playing from Sunday to Thursday.
Yeah,
and that's why you always bet the under on Thursdays.
Yes,
because everyone's banged up and. So yeah, the short week, that's a great intangible. I didn't even think about that.
You want another intangible?
Sure.
David Blau revenge game.
Fuck off. David
Read an
Blau.
article this
Blau
week.
and I know.
They have been picking his brain on the Lions offense, so it's David Blau versus Ben Johnson.
Well, we know David.
Head to head.
As anybody who watches Hard Knocks, you know David Blau doesn't swear. Shucks. Oh, goody God, you shucksy.
How do you think David Blau would do watching this show? Do you think
Fuck
he'd just
David
fall
Blau.
off his
Fuck
chair?
you, David Blau. Bang, bang, bang. Fucking shucks. My wife's a better athlete than me. Shucks. Succotash. Like, come on, David Blau. Like, no wonder no one respects a quarterback that doesn't swear. Right?
I know I wouldn't.
No. Get out there and kick their butts.
Give it your darndest.
Give it your best. Let's fudge and go.
I knew
Come on.
I knew you'd enjoy that intangible.
No, I hate David Blau. Beat it. I hate his stupid little beard, too. Beat it.
But Lions' first road game, I think, is a big deal too,
Yes.
right? I think that's a big deal. Let's see.
Here's what you talk about road games. I talk about road games. Can you run the ball and can you get to the quarterback? Those are how you win. Yes, you can run the ball. Yes, you can get to the quarterback. So, and that's what Super Bowl teams do. Run the ball, get to the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
How do these superpower teams get beat in the finals? And, some of the
Run
New
deep.
England teams are so great because the Giants had guys that could get to the quarterback.
They're deep.
Strahan and Marway, or whatever his name is.
what do they say all the time,
Osio
right?
Obama?
Two things that travel: your defense and your run game, right? Those don't go away no matter where you go, right? So the passing game can be affected by weather and
Yeah, that's right.
but your run game and your defense travel. The Lions can run the shit. DeAndre Swift is averaging 10 yards a carry right now.
His ankle.
Like-
Dan Campbell, we are going to go in there, punch him in the mouth, run the ball, and see what happens. They're not going to wilt anymore. They're going to stand up.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell's a man. Can I get a picture of Dan Campbell here, my man? This guy is a leader. He's going to get him going. He's a man's coach. He's a new Mike Tomlin right here. The guys love playing for him. He respects them, but they're going to play tough, and they're not going to quit. So they're going to go there, and they're going to punch him in the mouth and see what happens. If they get punched in the mouth, they're going to punch him back in the mouth. And he talks about that.
And that brings up a really good point because one of the things about that I heard this week about Kevin O'Connell, the new coach of the Vikings, rookie coach, Sean McVay, little clone,
fuck Sean McVay.
was one of the complaints after the Monday night game was he had a game plan to beat Philly, and when the game plan went to shit and Philly didn't do what he thought he was going to, they didn't adjust. They did nothing.
No.
They just kept trying to do the same thing. So I would think advantage Campbell in that aspect.
Funny how we say that, Vantage Campbell. But I like, he's going to challenge this team this week. He's going to say, you're the underdog. No one thinks you can win. As we get into the spreads later on, you know what? The running game travels. They are going to be able to run the ball. If they're not, then the receivers are going to be open.
Yeah.
And they're going to punch them in the mouth. And it's hard getting punched in the mouth, and some guys don't get up. And I think a weak mental team like Minnesota won't get up.
Yeah, I mean, they had all kinds of culture problems, right? So this is a chance to say, is this the same Viking team that fell apart under, what's his nuts there?
Yeah, stupid.
Stupid. We'll call him stupid.
Just call him stupid.
Yes,
The last
anyway,
coach.
that team hated him.
Yep.
And they said the culture was broken, much like the Lions' culture was broken.
This guy's a culture builder.
Yes.
He builds
So-
it. Builds the
Yeah.
culture, and he changed it when he got his cocaine-riddled pants on Hard Knocks, and he got out all the cocaine and says, we don't do that no more.
Jeez.
That's an interesting take on that scene.
Well, was it cocaine?
It was supposed to be dirt.
Oh, hey, looked like cocaine to me, man, but hey. I thought it was like, that's a sign. So anyways, and you don't hear about the Lions guys getting in trouble. This guy's the real deal. Dan Campbell, the dog, you trust this guy. Look at him. I'd bite kneecaps for this guy.
All right. You want to talk about betting? I know you want to talk about betting, so.
Go to Average Joe's. Do your
All right.
pitch.
Average Joe's, just go down there. If you're looking for something to eat, go down there, have yourself a great meal, have yourself a great cold beer for $4, a mixed drink. Go down there, have yourself some wings on Sundays and Thursdays. Just go down, go see Colleen. You're going to be welcome. You're going to have a great time, guaranteed.
So, my friend here, we're going to get into our bets. And I'm going to give you a chance to win back your six-pack. Scotty and the Dogg are going to get our rep in the football picks in this week. And Thursday nights don't matter. So we're going to get them in next week. You have 1 hour to get them in. and we're going to put our team in.
All right.
And the winner owes a 6-pack. The loser owes a 6-pack.
I was going to say, why would the winner?
Double or nothing.
All
so
right.
you have 1 hour to get your picks in here. John Solaris at yahoo.com. It's just $10. $10. Put your picks in. We've had probably $400 or $500 winners, and you also won a $25 gift card to Salute.
Yeah.
Out in the beautiful town of LaSalle. So what is we're doing? Because we're going to get into our bets now, guys. You have 1 hour. John Solaris.
Sally.
John J. Solaris at yahoo.ca. Get your picks in. We're going to post it on SSN. You got 1 hour to get them in. Me and Scotty are going to bet because obviously I kicked his ass last week in the Pittsburgh. Go ahead. Pittsburgh New England game. This dummy thought it was going to be Pittsburgh.
Did you watch the highlights?
Don't matter. Bill Belichick has never went 0-2 since 2002. You were still wearing a diaper.
I wore one last week.
Oh, well, fair enough. So time is coming around. So anyways, this is the best news. Go back to the doggy, little high school football days. The doggy is 5-1. Look at this guy knows 5-1. 2-1 last week. I had Tennessee on Monday night for a perfect week. Yeah, it didn't go well. But 5-1, so you're up money. Look at this handsome guy, dominating, toughest guy here.
Loyal viewer Jeff Stanford.
Jeff Stanford is in
right
there.
too.
So, guys, 5-1, man. So if you're betting a dime on each or whatever, you're up some coin. The dog's going to help you win some money. So now I'm going to give you dog's best bets for this week. And the first one, I'm going to get my sheet here. Over 41.5. Seattle and Atlanta. I think both defenses are not great. I think the quarterbacks are underrated. I think Mariota can score points as we saw last week with LA. What was the final score of that game?
Oh,
you lost it.
Don't get me started.
You lost that game because you had St. Louis minus 10 and the score was 31-27. So Atlanta put up 27 points against who?
The Rams.
The Rams. And now they're playing Seattle
It was also
without
28-3 in the third
Don't
quarter,
matter.
for God's sake.
Don't matter. Points count. And who's not the safety in Seattle? Mr. Adams is out for the year. I like this over here. I think Geno will put up 14-21 and Atlanta will take care of the rest. So my first bet is over in the Atlanta-Seattle game, over 41.5. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So the dog is going back to the well. Take it to Tennessee, plus 2.5 as a home dog.
Plus or minus?
Plus.
Okay.
So here's the thing. The dog loves home dogs, of course. They haven't played at home yet. They're coming home. They're fired up. They're going to come back 0-2. But that's fine. They're going to win this game. I like them straight up. But if you take the 2.5, it's even better. Home dog, you take Tennessee. Money in the bank. They're going to get Mr. Henry going. What's the quarterback?
Tannehill,
same thing. Hasselmania, Tannehill, that's old school. Tennessee's going back home. They were on the road for the first 2 weeks. Take Tennessee plus 2.5. Now we're going to get to the Lions.
Good one, Scully.
So here it is. And this has got the dog sleepless at night. And we're thinking, am I going to pick against my Lions going into Minnesota? I have 5.5 on my book. So I'm thinking I go over it, 5.5. 5.5 is enough. My gut is telling me Minnesota. My gut is telling me Minnesota minus 5.5. So I sent my producer this right behind me, 5.5. But my heart is telling me Lions plus 5.5. We're going Lions plus 5.5. I changed my mind. You take the Lions 5.5. It's going to be a field goal game. They're going to get to the quarterback, and they're going to run through the ball.
Homer.
So I changed the dog. He changed his mind. Came to his senses. I'm betting with the heart. I'm betting with my man Campbell. So the dog's got Atlanta, Seattle over 41.5. Tennessee plus 2.5. The Lions plus 5.5. Woo!
Seem excited about those picks. That's good.
Well, because I'm 5-1. What's your record, son?
I hear you, man. I've had some bad beats, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I had some bad beats, but it's not a time to wilt.
You can't call bad beats. Bad beats is a poker thing.
Why can't I call bad beats? Why can't I call bad beats when a team's up 28-3 in the third quarter and somehow they just decide they're going to stop trying to score?
I'm never bringing
That's
up
a bad
Captain and
beat.
Tennille again because this guy is
He's not
on
stopping.
every Captain and Tennille song.
Can't wait to hear the band is next week. He's going to play the shit out of
Ace
it.
of Base. Who's this little handsome guy?
Oh, hey, look at
The
that.
dog is in there. Got the dog
There you
in
go.
there.
You're covered up. You're covered up. But that's,
So,
yeah.
Scotty, tell me your. Oh, fuck it. Hit the TV again. Sorry. So, bang. So, go on, Scotty. Tell me your record. Your last week.
3-3. 3-3.
Last week?
Yeah, last week was 1-2. Not running from it. Hey,
You lost and a 6-pack of beer.
and a 6-pack of beer because for some reason Pittsburgh couldn't stop Hail Mary with 15 seconds left in the first half. But whatever, things happen, right? So what I'm going to do this week is I'm staying away from sides because I'm sick of that horseshit. First bet of the day is going to be
Soft.
Buffalo and Miami over 53 points.
Soft.
Baltimore moved the ball at will against Miami.
It's true.
I don't see Miami stopping Buffalo. I think Buffalo's going to score 35, 38 points, and I think Miami's going to score some garbage points too. This game is going way over. Way over.
Guys.
So Buffalo, Miami, over 53.5. That's number one.
Stupid bet.
Number two.
Buffalo's my next pick because they're gonna whitewash fucking.
What I just said, they're going to score 38 points.
Miami's gonna score about 10.
There's
And
not a
you'll
chance
lose.
in the world.
Okay.
My next bet, Philly and Washington over 47 points. Washington couldn't stop the Lions from scoring.
Yep.
They're not going to stop Philly from scoring.
That's right.
47 points is not a lot of points.
Can Philly stop Washington from scoring?
Can Philly stop Washington from scoring? I don't think the whole game. Actually, Carson Wentz actually had a nice game last week. Ended up throwing for 300
What's the
yards.
score of the Lions game at halftime?
22-0.
So, of course,
You
he
just
came
told me you didn't care. Points are points.
back. Okay.
I don't
go
care
ahead.
when it
Go on.
happens.
Go on.
I don't give a shit.
Go on, man. You're 3-3.
Hey, I just need Washington to
I'm 5-1.
score 21 points. Over.
Whatever.
Easy.
Whatever.
Easy.
Good luck, man.
And now to our Lions.
Good luck, man.
This guy's cheating with his 5.5. I don't know. We agreed where we were going to get the points
FanDuel
from.
is 5.5, my man.
Well, we said bet 365
Okay.
at the beginning of the year.
Sure.
And
I'll
you
take-
decided to change your
I
mind.
don't have that 365. I have FanDuel.
You can still look it up online.
Sure, no problem, man.
All right.
Then I get to 6 too. If you're taking 6,
You
I'll
can
take
have
6.
6.
Okay. But
Because
I'm
that's
on
what we
Lions train.
agreed to, for Christ's sakes.
Are we ever not going to bet the Lions? Like, honestly, is this?
I think this is an easy bet. Honestly,
Every week are we going to bet the Lions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I think this is easy. I, think it's
I
an
almost
easy
took
bet.
Minnesota today.
I think it's an easy bet. 6 points is a lot of points. I can see the Lions.
Like easy backdoor cover. They could be down
Absolutely. Yes.
fucking 10 backdoor cover. Lions are the king of the backdoor cover.
Backdoor cover. Yeah, I don't know if the Lions are going to win this
Scotty's
game.
the king of just the backdoor.
I can see Minnesota winning this game 31-28. Lions score a late touchdown. There's your cover right there.
Yeah,
Plus
yeah.
6.
I like it.
I think it's easy money. God, you loved that one, didn't you?
Zing!
So I got Lions plus 6. I got Buffalo, Miami
Oh,
over
Christ.
53.5. And I got Washington, Philly over 47. Those are my 3 for the week.
Doggy's 5-1. Scotty, my man's 3-3. And minus a 6-pack. So we're gonna get into get your picks in, repping the 519 football picks. You have 1 hour. 1 hour, get in there. You know what? The best is that, you know what, most of the time, people that don't really know football win all the time. Captain and Tennille are going to lead us out here. 1 hour, $10 to Jay Salaris, SALARIS at yahoo.ca.
Get your picks in.
And get your picks in.
And then head down to Average Joe's. Get your picks in, go down to Average Joe's. Have some beer, have some wings, watch some football, watch the Lions win. And don't forget, when you watch the show, send your questions in,
Yes.
send your comments in.
Questions, comments, we'll answer them
We're
all.
going to answer them, absolutely.
I don't think we're doing a post-game show anymore because I was too drunk and it was too chaos. So we're going to recap the game the following week because, you know, I got a lot of trouble for all that. So, again, get your picks in. Average Joe's, we're going to be down there. We were setting up some times to go pregame for some Lions road games down there, so come join us there. So,
Hey, and thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for following. Thanks for liking. Keep doing
Comments.
it. Tell your friends.
love ya. Go Lions, baby!
Go Lions!